Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of F1 22, my team career mode here on the channel. I hope you're all having a great day today. We have the off-season video here between Season 1 and 2 on the way, just going over some of the changes, some new liveries, the R&D, driver roster moves as well before going into the second season. As you can see, a little quick run through of actually some purchases that we made on some upgrades here with the departments in the car, but most importantly, we want to know who's going to be our teammate for Season 2. So Trackhouse had intentions of renegotiating with Oscar Piastri. However, Piastri declined the initial approach here from Justin Marks and Trackhouse Racing, so he has left Trackhouse, and actually Justin Marks has signed Teo Porsche to be actually teammates alongside myself here for Season 2. So a bit of a change of events that I don't think any of us saw coming was Oscar Piastri leaving the team. We had full intentions of being teammates with Oscar Piastri next season, or now this season, so disappointed that the Trackhouse couldn't quite pull it off there. You can see the R&D for this upcoming season right there. So we're the only team that actually made gains. Look at this. So we're still the second to last team in the R&D. However, we are a lot closer to Aston Martin, McLaren, AlphaTauri, as well as Alfa Romeo than we were last season. So this season we have the potential to leapfrog a lot of teams, unlike what we did last season. And with the upgrades that we made, I think we've got some potential here. You see, the most important though, roster changes. You can immediately see Mercedes remains the same with Hamilton and Russell, but Carlos Sainz has gone to McLaren, replacing Ricciardo, who now goes to Alfa Romeo. Perez goes to Alpine in place of Fernando Alonso, who has retired. Magnussen has gone to Aston Martin. That means Sebastian Vettel has gone somewhere. Ocon remains with Alpine, but Bottas goes to Ferrari. Pierre Gasly and Tsunoda remain at AlphaTauri. Lance Stroll remains at Aston Martin. Albon remains at Williams, but Sebastian Vettel reunites with Red Bull Racing. He has gone back to Red Bull. The four-time world champion is going to go back to Red Bull to try and bring back that magic that they had so many seasons ago. Oscar Piastri has actually gone to the Haas F1 team, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do alongside Mick Schumacher, and we wish him, his AI, the best here now. But I'm so excited. Obviously, Vettel just announced retirement in real life, unfortunately, but I'm excited to see what he does there. But you can see our livery for the season made by community member Sanok. It's a little bit different here, not vastly different. It still has that Trackhouse look to it, which I really like here, but it's got the Porsche logo on it, because remember, the big changes is Red Bull is now powered by Porsche, and anybody that was powered by Red Bull powertrains last season is now Porsche. So there's the Red Bull Porsche livery. You saw our livery, the Trackhouse Porsche car, and now let's take a look as well at the AlphaTauri Porsche livery. What a beautiful livery that is. They'll have the mod links down in the description all season long, so you guys can get some of these livery mods if you like them, but very cool stuff right there. So 3 major livery changes going into Season 2. I want to be a little bit slower with the livery changes, so I didn't really dive in too hard with it. Obviously though, in the future we want to have just about every car with a brand new livery. Now as well, we had Season 2 pre-season testing there. As you see a look at Lewis Hamilton, and Mercedes remains the same with Hamilton and Russell there, but Max Verstappen is going to have to now, as you can see him putting some laps in that Red Bull Porsche, deal with a new teammate again, but this time it's a 4-time world champion and 50-plus race winner of Sebastian Vettel, and they had some good pace there. Red Bull had some decent pace as well, but now they got Charles Leclerc and now Valtteri Bottas behind the wheel of that car. So Bottas back into race winning machinery. We'll see what he can do after spending a season at Alfa Romeo. You see actually right here in the McLaren, Carlos Sainz back in the McLaren alongside Lando Norris after a few years at Ferrari, having a bit of a mishap there. Perez actually getting some wheel time there in the Alpine after replacing the retired Fernando Alonso. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do against his teammate of Esteban Ocon. You can see as well the AlphaTauri Porsche getting some track time, and like I said there, Perez and Tsunoda and Gasly still the driver lineup there at AlphaTauri, so nothing changes there. And then Aston Martin got the slight changes there with Lance Stroll still being on the team, but now Kevin Magnussen going to be alongside the Canadian this season. He replaces Vettel, who went to that Red Bull Porsche team. Williams remains exactly the same. Latifi and Albon there making up that team. It'll be interesting to see what they can do from the bottom of the R&D. But like I said, you know, if you're at the bottom of the R&D, you're a lot closer this season than you were to other teams last season. So there's a big opportunity here for this season for a lot of teams Williams now. As you can see, the Alfa Romeos, Zhou Guan Yu and Daniel Ricciardo there on the grid. A bit of a downgrade, actually quite a downgrade I feel like, for Daniel Ricciardo, as well as the Haas drivers there, Mick Schumacher, as well now as Oscar Piastri. So it'll be interesting to see, like I said, what Piastri is going to be able to do against Mick Schumacher here, as we're going to go for a lap on board with our brand new Trackhouse racing car here in preseason testing. You can see the halo change up a little bit here with the design on it, as well as just an NZXT logo on there. Looks very cool. Sanok did an incredible job with this livery on this car. I really love it. Let me know in the comments what you think of the livery here. You'll see a bit of a TV camera action here momentarily to get a better look at the car. But like I said, you know, we're still, after the R&D changes here, we're still second to last in the R&D. But like I've already kind of pointed out a couple times this episode, there's a lot more potential this season to close the gap to other teams because we start quite close. So that's why I'm not too concerned, and I feel like we can really put the fight this season. We got more budget to work with now, as we've spent some money on some upgrades as well, in terms of the reliability of the upgrades being a little bit more successful, the speed of the upgrades here in the R&D being more, just being a lot faster, I should say. So there's going to be a lot of potential, I think, for this second season here in this My Team career mode, and my goal is, you know, now I'm going to say by the end of season 2, be a regular point scoring team, not necessarily a podium contender, but just a regular point scoring team by the end of season 2 is really the main goal, and I genuinely think we can do that here with the situation that we've kind of set ourselves up with this Trackhouse racing team. So a lot of good things to look forward to. Justin Marks, I think, is taking this team in a very nice direction. It's unfortunate we couldn't you know, keep Piastri with the team. It's just the way it goes sometimes, and there you see that R&D one more time, and just look how close we are. I feel like we could see quite a bit of parity at some of these GPs, because really Ferrari all the way through Williams isn't terribly far apart. It's so much closer than what it was in the last season there, and we as well saw with some patches a lot of the order got switched around. But look at Haas. I think that's the big one. Haas is 4th on the grid, so Piastri actually probably the biggest upgrade of anybody. Actually, Sebastian Vettel probably the biggest upgrade of anybody, and then it's going to be Piastri there. Almost a little bit jealous of Piastri, but we have committed to this project that Justin Marks has visioned that works so well in his NASCAR Cup Series program, and hopefully we can make it work well here in Formula 1 this season. That's going to do it for this short little off-season video. If you guys enjoyed, of course, you know what to do. I'm looking forward to what we can, of course, bring to the grid this season here, and I hope you guys are excited as well. Like I said, if you enjoyed, you know what to do. Let me know what you think Trackhouse will end up in episode 1. I'm going to say we'll still be a little bit towards the bottom of the grid there in episode 1 of season 2, but we'll have to wait and see and find out the hard way. But that does it for me. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching so very much. Have a great day, everybody.